Alright, so here's the part where I'm a little unsure of. I need a place to paint the car. I don't want to get stuff all over it, so I decided to build my own paint booth, and this is basically a 10 by 10 canopy. I don't know how this is going to turn out, and there's like limited space here with all the other vehicles here, so we'll see how this turns out. Alright, I got the basic foundation set up, so it's time to turn this into a paint booth. Yeah, let's see how this works out. Alright, so I'm doing the best I can do with what I got, you know, so I kind of am ghetto rigging this thing, but I got one side up, got to put the other side up. Alright, just got the second wall up, and like I said, it isn't pretty, but it turned out way better than I thought. Like, the plastic was way longer than I thought, so it's enough to cover the ground as well. So anyways, let's get this started. Alright, so I'm starting to mask off everything, and I just want to let everybody know I've never done anything like this before. So I've watched a lot of other YouTube videos, and I went on the internet, did some searching and some researching, so I think that this paint job will turn out halfway decent, and I'm hoping it will, but it remains to be seen. Okay. So after about 2 hours, everything is all taped up and ready to go. I'm never doing this again in my life, because this is like one of the most tedious things I've ever done. It was kind of fun and kind of not, but anyways, I'm gonna change my clothes and get started on painting this bad boy. This is the color I'm gonna be painting it. Rust-Oleum Brilliant Blue has the primer mixed in. And if you don't like it, tough luck, bro. Tough luck, bro. Tough luck, bro. Alright, I'm about 2 cans in. I guess this would be like the first coat. It looks like complete shit, so yeah, I know that, but still the first coat. So I'm gonna let this dry off, and I'm starting to get the rhythm down. Alright, so I'm about 4 cans in. It's the middle of the day. I'm feeling a little bit better about how it's looking. It's starting to smooth out a little bit. There's still a lot of patches. I'm having trouble painting on the top, and the hood is just so much of a wide area to paint. Well, that's end of day 1 for painting. As you can see, there's some streaking there, and I'm going to try to get rid of that tomorrow if I can, and if not, I'm going to wet sand it in a couple of days, and that should get rid of any or most of the imperfections. So I think it's looking all right. I mean, it's not like going to be an auto show anytime soon, but it's decent. Second day of painting, and I think it looks a lot better than I thought it would from yesterday, which was already pretty decent. So I've already, my camera ran out of space, so I actually tried to film this earlier, and I wasn't able to. But anyway, like what I've done today so far is I resprayed some of these areas over here because it didn't look like there was enough paint. And there's some imperfections, or actually a lot of them, like orange peeling and scratches and places where I sanded too much. But what I'm gonna do now is I got a little something for the hood there, and then once I get done doing that, I'm gonna clear coat the whole thing. I'm gonna let it dry for about a week, and then I'm going to wet sand and polish it. Now, one thing that I'm curious about is if I clear coat over this whole thing, there's some patches, and I wonder once I clear coat the whole thing, will I be able to polish it all up? So we'll find out. This will be my experiment car. All right, I got one coat of clear coat on there. It's definitely a lot shinier. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to put one more on, so when I go to polish it, that doesn't go all the way through the clear to the base coat. But so far, I don't know. It looks all right. I'm out of paint, so I'm gonna need some more. I know on the internet I've heard that it can be around like 10 to 12 cans of paint, but I don't think so. I don't know if you're talking about like painting a Mini or a Miata or something, but average size car, if you're gonna be doing base coat and top coat, like the clear coat, you're gonna be using about 20 cans or more easily. So I'm off to get some more paint, and this is gonna have to be a last time because my wife's getting kind of pissed. So here we go. Woo! Well. This is what it looks like for now. This being my first car paint job, I would say that I did all right. I know that I'm probably gonna get like some flack from some of the people watching this, but you know what? I took something that looked like a beater and made it look slightly less like a beater. So I don't know, I'm pretty good. I'm gonna let this thing dry for a while. I'm gonna let it sit here, and then in about a week I'm going to attempt to polish this thing, and I should get some more shine out of this baby. What do you think? What do you guys think of my paint job? So like I said before, obviously this paint job isn't perfect, so there is some overspray. I got a little bit there, a little bit on the other side, and a little bit there. Luckily I got this, so hopefully this will take this off. I'm going to be kind of careful because it will kind of defeat the purpose of why I'm doing this whole thing in the first place. Looks like a charm. Alright. Now that it's not super obvious that I oversprayed all over the place, I think I can move on with my life. What's up, guys? So it's another day, as you can see, and now I'm going to begin to polish up, wet sanding and polishing my car. Hopefully I can get all of that done today and get a lot of that crappy orange peel off my car. At least that's what I hope for. It's Sunday here, and most of the shops, as you can see, are closed. I managed to pick up, one store was open. I managed to pick up some 1000 grit and 1200 grit sandpaper. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm back at the car wash. And what I plan on doing is I'm going to wash this car again with clean water, and then I'm going to fill this bucket up with soapy water, put the sandpaper in there. Yeah, so let's get this started. Alright, got the sandpaper all cut up and soaking while I wash this car, and I don't really have a rubber sanding block. They're kind of hard to find out here, so you know, can't be picky when you don't have a lot of options, you know what I'm saying? And here's my little homemade sanding block. It's beautiful. Okay, I washed all the dirt off of it. Probably still has some contaminants on it, but not enough to stop me from starting to wet sand it. And I'm gonna try to stay in one direction, make it as smooth as possible. Man, this takes forever. Oh man. As you can see, I've taken off a lot of the clear coat, and I'm trying not to take out too much. I don't want to go to the paint. And I'm just finishing up this round of sanding, and next I'm going to go over to the 1200 before I polish it. Alright, that took way too long, but that finishes up the first round of sanding. Already looks and feels a lot smoother. I'm going to take a little breaky break, if that's what you call it. Wow. I know it doesn't show up on camera that well, but this car already drastically looks better, even before I polished it. A lot of that orange peel is gone. I can tell that when I polish it up, it's going to be pretty shiny. I am pretty stoked about painting right now. Guys, so there you go. Unfortunately, as I was doing the second round of sanding, the owner of this place came up to me. He's like, "You got like 30 minutes left," and I didn't have the time, so I went ahead and went through it. I promise I did it, and I brought it up here. I dried it off. It is dramatically better. I know you can still see some parts that look like orange peel, but it is like a lot smoother. I know this is going to polish very well. I'm very excited to see what it looks like once I get this thing polished up. It turned out way better than I ever expected. Alright guys, it's time to polish this car and see what we got under all that dull sanded paint. And I'm just letting you know now that I'm not going to be able to polish this like I would in the States, where I had a garage, I had plugins, because number one, I'm in a foreign country where they use 220, not 110, and there's not a lot of available outside ports for me to plug in my polisher. So what I'm going to do is, I have a power inverter for my car. Just so you know that I'm still very safe. I checked the max amps and a max voltage for my power inverter, and it has its own surge protection. So in an event that it goes over its maximum amperage and voltage, which it definitely won't, because the polisher itself is only a fraction, not even a fraction, it's like about half of that or 75% of that. But in the event that it does go over, it will blow a fuse, and I'm gonna constantly check to make sure the wires aren't getting hot. I think it'll be perfectly fine for about half an hour to an hour. I am gonna be leaving the car running, which sounds kind of crazy, but it's the only way that I can keep the power going and not drain the battery. So yeah, let's give this a try. Well, that didn't seem to work out too well. Honestly, I'm a little agitated, I guess, because I don't know, maybe I'm using the buffer the wrong way or whatever, but it doesn't look that great. It actually looked better before when I started buffing. So I'm going to reattack this tomorrow, get some sleep, start fresh in the morning when I have energy, I'm totally awake, and I can see what I was doing wrong. polishing is not going very good. I think I got the wrong equipment, got the wrong polisher or the wrong compound. So I'm gonna order off of Amazon and see if I can find something a little bit more effective than this crap, because it's not really very effective, and it's kind of like, once again, it's kind of irking me. So I think I'm gonna go get a Sprite now and make the stomach pains go away, and